Hello everyone, my name is Salim and welcome to the Markets Breakdown Analysis for Friday, the 15th of September 2023. We'll be breaking down charts through the exact zones where price will close for potential buys or close below for potential sells as well. So looking at the daily candle for Thursday, the daily's been bearish, breaking below the daily support formed on Tuesday this week, forming a new daily resistance around 184.050. Now what's interesting with this daily candle is this daily candle managed to break below multiple daily rejections on the daily time frame. For example, if you put a line to where this previous daily resistance formed around this level, around let's say 182.900 or even 183 for example, every time a daily candle tap into or approach this level, which is the previous daily resistance, price seems to reject retracement, rejection, and then price rejected and formed the daily support on Tuesday, and then this Wednesday daily candle failed to continue bullish, closed small body bullish candle, meaning price is rejecting the upside, and then obviously the Thursday daily candle respected those highs, pushed below, and more likely will be closing just below this daily support. Now we're looking on the, let's just take this one off, and then we're looking on the weekly. So now the weekly is bearish, and the monthly is bearish, approaching this previous monthly support formed around 182.600. Now to break down the chart, and the one thing we could say here is if this daily candle's closing bearish, now we could see a continuation to the downside for the Friday daily candle, knowing we have a strong confirmation on the daily for Thursday to close below these rejections. And now to break down the chart and looking at the 4-hour time frame, what we can see here is we have the most recent 4-hour support formed around 182.600, the most recent 4-hour resistance formed around 183.890. Dropping down to the hourly time frame, zooming in, and what we can see here, we have a same level of support on the hourly time frame. We can easily identify this hourly resistance, but this is a weak resistance, and that's around 183.020. Dropping down to the 30-minute time frame, now we have another level of support around 182.580. We have a same level of resistance on the 30-minute time frame. On the 15-minute time frame, we have the same level of support and resistance, but what we could do here is we could adjust it slightly to this previous 15-minute resistance around 183.050. Now obviously to identify the no trade zone, and obviously this is a range. So what we're going to do now is, okay, so if price break and close above, let's say 183.050, now there is a probability for price to continue bullish, knowing we have clean traffic on the hourly, clean traffic on the 4-hour, and clean traffic on the 30-minute time frame. Ideally is to allow price to consolidate within this range before the continuation to the upside. So potential buys could be above 183.050 as price break and close above this level. Ideally is to wait for price to break above these levels during high volume time. And for potential sells, what we could do here is we could look for sells as price break and close below this 1-hour support, which is also the recent 4-hour support below 182.580. That way we're allowing enough range for price to consolidate. So now this is going to be the no trade zone. And now to look for potential buys. I'm going back to the daily. So now since the daily will be closing bearish, forming daily resistance, we're only looking for targets, for example, for retracement for price to retest a broken, let's say, support or a previous resistance. So the first thing we can identify here is this potential daily resistance to be formed around 184. Dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, we have a 4-hour resistance around 183.880. But before that resistance, we can easily identify this previous 4-hour support formed around 183.610. Dropping down to the hourly time frame, and now what we can see here, which is interesting, we have clean traffic on the left on the hourly, but we can't ignore this previous 1-hour support. And looking at the 30-minute time frame, the 50-minute time frame. Okay, so I would say the first target for buys could potentially be 183.350, targeting this previous 1-hour support. And the second target for buys, we could have it at, let's have a look in the hourly. Maybe we could have it at this previous, let's have a look on 4-hour time frame, on daily 4-hour. Okay, so what we could do here is we could have the second target for buys at 183.800, targeting this previous 4-hour support. Because since the daily is closing bearish, we don't know what the price is going to, like, for example, correct this whole move. maybe the retracement will be just within this 4-hour range before price break the lows. Now to look for potential sells and going back to the daily. So the daily is bearish. The monthly is bearish, the weekly is bearish, the daily is bearish. Now, the only thing we can see on the left is clean traffic on a daily. That's clean traffic on the weekly, apart from this rejection we've had previously. And then we have a rejection wick to deal with within the high time frame. So now, the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to identify the previous weekly support formed around 180-500. This is a big range. Looking at the daily time frame, the daily, that's the same thing. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, what we can identify on the 4-hour time frame is we have this previous 4-hour support formed around 181.750 or 181, let's say 700. And that's roughly around 88 pip range. That's actually a decent range. Let's have a look on the hourly time frame. So on the hourly, looking on the left, what we can see on the hourly, we have an hourly support. I would say what we could do here is we could put a line to where this previous hourly resistance formed around 182-200. Looking on a 30-minute time frame, that's the previous 30-minute support, and that is a 15-minute support as well. So what I would say, what we could do here is we could have the first target for sells at 180-200, targeting this previous 15-minute support, which is also the previous 1-hour resistance. And let's actually have a quick look on the weekly. The weekly, yes. So the first target for sells is 182-200, targeting this previous 1-hour resistance. Let's just go back to this price action. So looking on the left, this previous 1-hour resistance. The second target for sells, we could have it at, let's go back to the daily again. Let's see what we can find. Looking at the 4-hour time frame, on the 4-hour, we still have clean traffic, and we have this 4-hour support around 181.700. I would say the second target for sells could potentially be 181.700, targeting this 4-hour support.
Dominion Markets, your trading sanctuary.